All right, legal practitioner Olayinka Ola-Daniels joins me now via Zoom to discuss this latest order from the Federal High Court, Umuahia. Thank you for joining us on TVC News.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon. Now, Mr. Kanu's counsel, AloyEjimakor, is saying that this judgment has strengthened the previous judgments passed by the previous court concerning this matter. From that window, explain to us what this means for Nnamdi Kanu and also for the federal government.
Well, some of us, we've said some of these things before, that Nnamdi Kanu, because what we've been hearing is the fact that he was being extradited. Now, the truth is, that is not the law. He was kidnapped, bungled from Kenya to Nigeria. Because, why do I say that? When you talk about extradition, there's a process that you must follow to get that done. The question is, was that process followed? No. So if that has happened, so now going to court, to the Federal High Court in Umuahia to, test the water, I think they are in the right direction, and they have done well by doing that. You can see that even the federal government was trying to also move this court to Abuja, but thank God that the court stood its ground, and you can see the independence of the judiciary, playing out here. So for some of us, I think the judgment of the court is apt, and I think that should be done. And considering also the corroboration of the Court of Appeal, we really need to divide. Separate these two, because what has been what was taken to Federal High Court is about the infringement on his fundamental human right. But if you look at what the Court of Appeal, they had processes of, there are issues from High Court to Court of Appeal and all that. That's a totally different thing. And don't forget that also the Court of Appeal only discharged. It wasn't acquitted. So if the federal government may still come to say, yes, there has a case to answer. No doubt about that. But going back to the Federal High Court judgment, let him go back to status quo. Let him be taken back to Kenya. Then let him follow due process. Then if due process is followed and they feel, okay, he still has a case to answer, then let him bring him back to face, to face the music. But you cannot say because the federal government argument is about national security, threat to national security, flight, whatever. Yes, in as much as we understand this, are we saying that once someone that has not been proven guilty of that is termed flight, whatever, threat to security, whatever, it means that we will suspend the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution that gives every man right to hearing, that gives every man right to fair hearing, that gives every man his own fundamental right. So are we saying that because that is the argument of federal government?
What do you think the government, what steps do you think the government will take at this point? Do you think that it would heed to this judgment of they taking Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya and following due process, as well as also paying him the 500 million naira fine or as damages? Do you see that happening?
Well, this is the Federal High Court judgment. So the federal government has also a right to appeal the judgment. So if the judgment is not final, because this is Federal High Court now, so it can go to appeal to say, look, this is what we are saying. We cannot pay this money, or we cannot return Kanu to Kenya and all that. So, but what we are asking for is for the rule of law to be seen, to be practiced in this country, not just people talking about rule of law on papers. And when it comes to reality or practicalizing it, we don't see it being done. So what we are saying, federal government, yes, there's a judgment from the Federal High Court. If you want to, if you are not satisfied with it, then go to Court of Appeal and appeal this judgment to say, but not to just mute or want to just play around the game to say because you have all the might, you have all the power to use your armor on anybody. It means that you are not telling us the rule of law. You are propagating the rule of law. You are advertising, or you're telling the whole world that you embrace. Is somehow looks like a fallacy. to all of us. So our prayer is federal government follow due process. If you have to appeal the judgment, and don't just think that you have the armor to eat anyone.
All right. We'll see how government will respond in coming days to this matter. But we must thank you, Olayinka Ola-Daniels, a legal practitioner, for your time on the news.
Thank you for having me.